we're going to be playing the Ponziani opening. E4, E5, knight to F3, play knight C6, C3. The most common move is knight to F6. The second most common move is bishop C5, which is a horrible move because you just play D4. You get a massive center, and very quickly you can start shoving your opponent's pieces backwards, finishing your development, and castling your king. You attack the knight, you take, you damage your opponent's structure, you got two massive pawns in the center, D5 is on the way, bishop C4 and queen B3 are on the way. Crazy. And the same can be said of a move like D6. Same exact thing. You play H3. And the point is that if they ever take this pawn, you have attack on the knight, knight moves, queen A4 is a fork. The second best move, knight to F6. D5, knight takes E5. I'm allergic to how bad black's position is. D6. You play bishop B5 check. C6, pawn takes pawn. And if they do this, you have check, and you're just clearing out the position and making a new queen. If they do this, which I have seen, or pawn takes, you have knight takes, pawn takes. Taking a knight for nothing is even better. And last but not least, queen B6, pawn takes, discover check. If your opponent takes, you take the rook and make a queen. Here you play knight takes F7 check, the black king cannot move, and now you play pawn takes, and you make a knight. If you take a rook, promote to a knight, and fork a king and a queen, you officially don't need to win another chess game for the rest of your life. And there are other lines, of course, like they can take like this, and if pawn takes D4, you're not gonna take back, you're gonna shove the pawn forward. Most commonly, they play knight to D5, but you can also play bishop C4. If you can get your pawns like this in the Ponziani, the second black allows themselves to get overwhelmed, the game is over. And if they try to build a wedge, you develop, make sure to castle. If you keep those pawns together, black is going to have a very difficult time trying to get rid of you. Now, there is also this move, queen E7, and it looks like here you can block the pin with queen E2. You can't do that because there is a really ridiculous deflection move, but you just do this. And if they try to target your pawn, you have to remember the move bishop to B5, pinning the knight to the king. The best move against the Ponziani is the move D5, and there are some very tricky lines here. I really like queen A4, pin the knight to the king, and if they take, you do this. And now you're threatening to capture here, bishop D7, grab the bishop, take the pawn with check, and you are just one pawn up, and you have a +2 advantage according to Stockfish. There are other lines. The best line is F6, bishop B5, putting pressure. You can capture, attack the center, castle. There's other lines. Queen A4, bishop D7, for example, is an accidental loss of a pawn. You just bring the knight back, something like this. And even here, there's a very nasty trap where you can play check and sacrifice your queen and get the queen back, and then get the bishop back, and you're just doing well. The Ponziani is so slept on. If you know your lines, you're gonna vaporize people.